Mr. Speaker, opiates serve a critical role in modern medicine, providing relief from pain. However, their misuse has led to devastating addiction crises worldwide, and Ghana is no exception. In West Africa, unregulated painkillers flood local markets, often smuggled through weak borders, controls, and distributed by criminal networks. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's FDA has confirmed that ongoing market surveillance has uncovered unregistered tramadol brands, that is Trapanol, Tarapamol, Tramacan, entering the country through unapproved routes. In Ghana, Mr. Speaker, tramadol abuse has already caused significant social and health problems, particularly among young people. High doses of tramadol, often far exceeding what is legally allowed for medical use, have been found in circulation, leading to severe addiction, mental health issues, and even death. What is most alarming, Mr. Speaker, is that this crisis has now evolved beyond tramadol. The Ministry of Health and the FDA have taken note of the recent BBC Africa Eye investigative report released 4 days ago, exposing the alleged exploitation of unapproved drugs containing tapentadol, a powerful opioid, and carisoprodol as key active ingredients. These drugs, produced by the Indian pharmaceutical firm Avio Pharmaceuticals and distributed through Western International, have reportedly entered West African markets, including Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and Ghana. It is worth noting, Mr. Speaker, tafradol and other tapentadol, carisoprodol combinations have never been registered for use in Ghana, and no import permits have been issued for them. The investigation has raised serious concern about regulatory oversight and border enforcement. We should ask ourselves the following questions. How have these unregistered opioids found their way into our markets? Who is responsible, and what measures must we take to ensure this does not happen again? Response to the rising opioid crisis. Mr. Speaker, prior to the recent expose, the Ministry of Health and its regulatory agencies had already taken steps to mitigate the risk associated with opioid misuse by doing the following. Reclassification of tramadol as a controlled drug. Recognizing the widespread abuse of tramadol, regulations were introduced to limit its sale, manufacture, and distribution. Tramadol sale is restricted to prescription use only. Similarly, we banned the manufacture and sale of codeine containing cough syrup. Seizure and interception of unauthorized opioids. Several shipments of unregistered opioids were intercepted at our borders over recent years, preventing their entry into the market. Market surveillance and regulatory enforcement. Regular inspections of pharmacies and over-the-counter medicine sellers were conducted, leading to removal of unauthorized opioids products. Prosecution of offenders. Currently, 6 over-the-counter medicine sellers in the Ahafo region are being prosecuted for the illegal sale and distribution of tramadol and other opioids. In addition to the above actions, Mr. Speaker, in recent years, we have had major seizures and disposal of illicit opioids. Please permit me to highlight a few. December 18, 2023, a container declared for transit to Niger was found to contain 181 cartons of Royal 222 mg tapentadol and carisoprodol, 51 cartons of Tramacan 120 mg, 90 cartons of tafradol 120 mg. These were seized and disposed of following a court order on January 16, 2025, with distribution completed on February 21, 2025. May 2024, a joint enforcement team intercepted 376 cartons of tramadol hydrochloride 225 mg, concealed among laboratory coveralls. A court order in October 2024 authorized their destruction. Despite these efforts, Mr. Speaker, it is clear that these actions have not been sufficient to prevent illicit opioids from entering the country through illegal channels. Mr. Speaker, I will now highlight some of the actions that the health sector has taken in response to the crisis, especially in the past few days following the BBC Africa Eye investigation. 1. Immediate action taken after the BBC Africa Eye expose. Mr. Speaker, following the revelations of the BBC Eye findings on Avio Pharmaceuticals and Western International involvement in illegal opioid distribution, the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the regulatory and security agencies, took immediate and decisive action. The FDA has directed Samos Pharma to immediately cease using these companies as exporters of registered products to Ghana. Additionally, FDA has suspended the processing of Masters Pharmaceutical Limited application, which uses Avio Pharmaceutica as contract manufacturer. Tighter border inspections and enforcement. A joint task force involving the FDA, the Narcotic Control Commission, Customs, and the Ghana Revenue Authority has intensified checks at major entry points to prevent further unauthorized imports, leading to destruction of a large consignment of tafradol and similar drugs. Increased monitoring of over-the-counter drug sales. Inspections have been intensified, unauthorized opioids seized, and legal action taken against offenders. Public awareness and consumer protection measures. A national education campaign has been launched to warn the public about the dangers of illicit opioid use and encourage responsible medication practices. Next steps, strengthening regulatory oversight and enforcement. Mr. Speaker, while these immediate actions have helped to contain the situation, more needs to be done to permanently shut down the supply of illicit opioids into Ghana. We have noted the following challenges that impede the effective response, which requires urgent attention. Unmanned borders allow for the illegal movement of opioids into Ghana. Limited inspection capacity for transit goods destined to other countries enables unregistered drugs to leak into the Ghanaian market. Intelligence sharing. Intelligence sharing mechanism between the FDA, Customs, and NACOC needed to improve enforcement outcomes are suboptimal. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Health will therefore collaborate with the relevant bodies on the following initiatives: strengthening market surveillance and compliance monitoring, strengthening import controls and licensing, enhancing law enforcement and interagency collaboration, strengthening international cooperation, need for interagency response. Mr. Speaker, it is important to note the critical need for an interagency response to this crisis. The FDA works closely with multiple government and security agencies to enhance enforcement, intelligence sharing, and regulatory compliance. Interagency enforcement and raids. The FDA carries out joint enforcement actions with Ghana Police Service, Pharmacy Council, Narcotics Control Commission, National Security, Ghana Standards Authority, Port Health Authority, Environmental Protection Agency, local government authorities. These teams conduct raids, market surveillance, and manage disposal of confiscated drugs to remove illicit opioids from circulation. Border and import control collaboration. Ghana Revenue Authority and Narcotic Control Commission assist the FDA in monitoring entry ports and intercepting illicit opioid shipments. These joint operations at porous borders have resulted in major drug seizures. A united front against opioid abuse. Mr. Speaker, the opioid crisis is not just a health issue, but a national emergency. The Ministry of Health has acted swiftly in response to these findings, but more work remains. More importantly, I would like to emphasize we We need a coordinated and sustained response from all relevant sectors and the public. Together, we must close the loopholes, tighten the rules, and hold those responsible for the crisis accountable. Mr. Speaker, Ghana must not become a safe haven for illicit opioids and must not become a hub for opioid abuse and trafficking.